Hey everybody, I'm John Neurohr. I'm running for school board here in Mars. This is my grandma, Donabell Mumper. So we are going to do a bunch of videos, the candidates who are running, the team of 5 great people, parents and members of the community that I'm running with. And what we want to do is just sort of talk about why we decided to run, our backgrounds, talk about our families, and talk about some of the issues that are really important to us. Though we agree on a lot of issues, the 5 of us, we don't agree on everything. I think that's really important. And we come at this from different political perspectives and ideologies, and with different priorities. And I think that's really important. I think it's important for folks to get to know us. It's really hard for people to come out to events and meet and greets and all those things, and we get that. So we want to try to find as many ways as possible to connect with people, to answer questions about us, about things that are happening in the community. One of the reasons while my grandma was here that I wanted her to come and do this quick video is her background is in education. One of the reasons why I decided to run is that education is really important to me. It's really important to my family. You were a kindergarten teacher for almost 30 years, right?
Yes.
28
years exactly. Yes.
6 years in Aspinwall.
Aspinwall, 22 in Hampton Township.
22 in Hampton. And you come from because of you, a family of educators, right?
Yes. And my grandfather was on the school board, my father's father. My father was on the school board, and I had my mother and father both taught in a one-room school, and I went to a one-room school for a couple of years before I was able to go to high school. And the reason my father decided to run for the school board was that there was no high school in our township. And so they had to pay tuition and send the high school students to another school. And they had to pay for the tuition, they had to pay for the transportation. And my father found that the school board was not following the way he thought they should in the decisions that they made. And so he decided to run for school board and was elected and was able to straighten things out a little bit. And of course, in a few years later, they did set up a new school district called the Marion Center area. Mm-hmm. But now my brother was able to go to that school. But I enjoyed my time in high school, and of course, then I went off to college, to Indiana State Teachers College, and became a kindergarten teacher. And so we're in a family that is interested in education, and I was so happy when John said he was going to run for school board, because I thought, because he wasn't happy the way things were being done, and some of the other people in his community were not happy with the way things were going. So they got together, and I think that's wonderful that they were able to do that. And I was happy that he was carrying out the same thing that his grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandfather. So we're all interested in the community's well-being and the education of the children. And being a teacher, I feel is very, very important for the community to provide the proper education for the children.
One of the things that I think is really important to note, and this is true about the 5 candidates that are running for school board with Mars Community Change, and it's true of us, actually, is that on a lot of hot-button political issues, we don't necessarily agree. But we do all agree on the fundamental principle that public education is vital to the community. The way that we run our school says a lot about who we are as a community. And while you and I don't necessarily agree on a lot of hot button issues, we can certainly agree.
Oh, yes.
On how important public education is, and how the way that the schools are run and managed really matters and makes a huge difference for people, whether you have kids in the schools now, whether you never had kids in the schools, whether you had kids in the schools a long, long time ago. It matters to all of us because it says so much about the community. And
the other thing is the fact that you people were interested enough to get together and start doing something about it. If you sit back and just complain about the way things are going and you're not happy, you need to get in there and do something about it. And I think your group is working together to bring that about.
We hope so. Thank you. Thanks for doing this. So, like I said, we're going to do a series of videos. We're going to talk about some of the specific issues, but we also, very importantly, want to introduce us as people. And you know, we want to be able to answer questions. So one of the things you can do in the comments section of the video, for example, if you have questions about certain issues or things that you want us to respond to, it's a great way for us to be able to see the kinds of things that folks want us to talk about. So drop a question in the comments or send a message to our on our Facebook page so that we know exactly the kinds of things that folks want us to be talking about. I think some of those issues are obvious, but some of them might not be so obvious to us. And so that would be really helpful to us if you can do that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Memaw. Donabell, but Memaw, for doing this. And more videos to come. Thank you all. And remember, primary is May 21st. So it's really important to vote in the primary. We'll have some more information and probably another video about how you make sure that you're registered and registered the right way so you can vote in the primary. But May 21st, don't forget that. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
How'd that go?
It was good.